What's going on, everyone? So there's a lot of buzz around Steph Curry potential departure from the Golden State Warriors. Now, he has talked about how he would love to spend the rest of his career and retire a Golden State Warrior, but he also said he doesn't want to play for a bottom-feeding team, right? He wants to be competitive. He wants to have an opportunity and a chance to potentially go and win another championship. And with that, you're seeing the Warriors try to make a push for a guy like Lauri Markkanen. Based on reports, the Warriors are kind of in the driver's seat in that regard. They have worked the hardest to get him, and they're trying to kind of, hash out the details to potentially land Lauri Markkanen alongside Steph Curry. But the problem is what happens if they don't land Lauri Markkanen? Now, I do think the Warriors are better than they were last year, even with the departure of Klay Thompson, but I don't think that they're a real contender. I think that they're at worst a play-in team. Maybe they could get into that top six, but it just puts so much pressure on Steph Curry, right? For him to be kind of the lone star. He has to not only stay healthy, but he also has to be a guy that has to handle and carry so much of the burden and the workload that it's just at this stage of his career, it's a lot to ask from him. He's still absolutely incredible, right? He's still one of the best players in the league, but he's only getting older, right? He's not 26 anymore compared to 36. So the question is would Steph get to that point? The problem is I don't know if either side would really be willing to kind of approach the other, right? I think Steph, he's a guy that, kind of wants to be the good guy. He wants to be with the Warriors, and I don't think the Warriors would be in the position. I don't think they would come to Steph and go, hey, look, this is the best course of action. But if you look at it through an unbiased lens, there is a real argument for Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors to break up. Right? The Warriors have all this young talent. You look at a guy like a Kuminga, he looks like a guy that has star potential. Right? You got Pod, you got all these guys that could really just develop and potentially be a contender later on down the road. And you save your picks and you save your young talent and you kind of retool, in a couple years, but you don't have that urgency, right? You can kind of go through the process. And then on top of that, for Steph Curry, he gets to go to a place that he wants to go to, gets the opportunity to go and contend for an NBA championship. But in the same breath, it's like, would people look at Steph different is kind of the big question. That's the big, I don't think so. Because this wouldn't be necessarily a Kevin Durant situation where he's in his prime. No, Steph is at the end of his career. Right? He's still incredible. He's still great. But it's kind of one of those things where all parties kind of agree that this is the best course of action. It's not Steph forcing his way out and the Warriors are a contending team or on the verge of it, or it's nothing like that. It's just a completely different scenario. But where would Steph want to go? Where would he look to go? Now, the Lakers seem very enticing, right? LeBron James and Steph Curry have been just having a field day together. They're living their best life. They're having this and developing this little bromance. And it's been amazing to watch. And the idea of Steph and LeBron has been something that has been kind of pushed around for years, forever, right? I mean, even the two of them, they have like that rivalry. And, at times both of them have played into that rivalry. But you've seen them be more just friendly. You've seen them talk more highly of one another. You've seen them kind of change direction as far as like the perception of the two. And, they've always kind of, like fans and media and stuff have always put the two together as like this rivalry and them butting heads and the clash and, who's going to win more titles and all that stuff, right? Like, it would be kind of poetic to see the two of them team up together and win a championship together, right? Now, obviously, what would that package look like? Lakers would probably have to sell the farm for Steph Curry, but also, would the Warriors be willing to do it, right? That's the biggest question. And some people look at it and on the surface would say, absolutely not. The Warriors would never trade Steph to the Lakers, but I don't really think that. I think if Steph really wanted that, right? Because the conversation probably goes somewhere along the lines of like, hey, this is what's best for both of us. And hey, we want to do right by you. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be sent that you, one, believe have the best chance to win, but two, where would you be most happiest, right? And now, if you're the Warriors, you look like the good guy. Yeah, you're going to have the initial, like, oh, I can't believe they traded Steph to, but people will get over it. People forget about it. People will move on, right? And for the Warriors standpoint, it looks good for not only you, but the players for the potential future, right? You come to the organization, you do right by us, you win, you do this, that, and the other, then we want to do right by you. And not just that, but the Lakers timeline wouldn't be relevant to the Warriors, right? It's not something where, man, you're trading your best player on a contending team to a rival. No, you're trading your best player to a team that is older, right? So it's not like as the Warriors start to come up again that the Lakers are, and with Steph and LeBron and AD are all of a sudden, they're the best team, and it's like now we got to go through the team that we helped build. It wouldn't be that way, right? Like LeBron and Steph would be spectacular to watch, especially in LA, right? Because you got the bright lights in the city that is Los Angeles. You add in Anthony Davis, and it's just this kind of farewell tour for both Steph and LeBron. And they get to team up and they get to be together. And then they fade off and, ride into the sunset. And, the Warriors, they can continue to build and, they're going to get whatever they want. Like I said, they're going to end up getting, Austin Reeves, and they probably get Dalton Connect, and they probably get, I mean, if you're the Lakers, you basically say whatever you want, not name LeBron James and Anthony Davis, is yours. And you sell the farm to go get Steph. Because a healthy Steph, LeBron, and AD, you're winning a championship. You are, right? So to me, it would be something where, the Warriors would get that nice rebuild package. They basically take all of the Lakers' young players. They take all of the Lakers' draft picks, right? So Lakers have so it'd be 2 firsts, 3 pick swaps. You're probably getting a couple seconds in the deal also. You're taking Austin Reeves. You're taking Dalton Connect. If you like Jalen Hood-Schifino, you're taking Jalen Hood-Schifino. Maybe even work it out to where you convince the Lakers to take Draymond or something. But I mean, they could probably get the Lakers would have to sell the farm, but essentially you're just like whatever you want, you get if you're the Warriors, and then Steph goes to the Lakers, and you kind of work it out from there. I think that it's something that I don't believe it will happen. I don't. I think it's incredibly unlikely, but stranger things have happened in the league, right? Especially when you think of the Lakers. Think of all the stars that people never thought in a million years would be on the Lakers. And guess what? They were. If I had $1 for every time somebody said the Lakers will never get that player, I'd be rich. Right? I mean, from Powell to Shaq to Kareem to, you got LeBron. I mean, 10 years ago, if I said LeBron was going to be in a Laker jersey, people would have told me I'm delusional, get off the internet, you're crazy, you're this, you're that, the other. And guess what? LeBron's been a Laker, won a championship with the Lakers. If I said LeBron and AD were going to team up in LA together, I mean, I'd be canceled, right? People would never want to listen to me again. I'd lose my entire audience. But guess what? It happened, right? So again, like you can't rule out these type of things. It's incredibly unlikely. Yes, I would be a bit shocked if it happened. But I don't think it's something that is unfathomable. I don't think it's something that isn't worth at least just a generalized conversation, not some real, like, take it serious type thing. But I do think it's worth at least having the dialogue and conversation with it. I know most people on the surface are just going to write it off and say, like, you're crazy and all that stuff. But again, I don't think it's that crazy. Right? I mean, if Steph really does want to, Steph and LeBron are handing out. LeBron created the big three in Miami the same way, handing out with Bosh and Wade in the Olympics. And building those relationships. You don't think that similar things are going on? You don't think that these players have talked about, man, it'd be great to play with each other, man. Imagine what we could do together. AD and LeBron are hanging out with KD. AD and LeBron are hanging out with Steph. Like, you don't think that they're having some type of, like, man, like, why don't you come on over type thing, right? Of course they are. Of course they are. Steph has probably done the same thing to LeBron. Like, hey, after this year you play with your son, come over, come to the Warriors with me. Right? Like, let's go, let's play. The only reason I don't think that LeBron would go to the Warriors is mainly because of his son. I don't think he'd want to leave his son. If the Lakers didn't get his son, then this conversation would probably be the inverse, right? It'd probably be opposite. Right? If the Lakers didn't draft Bronny, I would probably making this video in the sense of like Bron is probably going to the Warriors. But I don't think LeBron will go to the Warriors. I think if they were ever going to team up, it would be in LA. And I wouldn't rule it out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think it's never going to happen? Do you think, like, again, never say never. I would give it like less than 1%, but I don't think it's 0, right? Again, people thought LeBron, if I said LeBron was going to be a Laker 10 years ago, people would have said you're crazy, 0% chance of happening. People would be, I'd be probably a multi-millionaire, right? Think of how many people would have bet me that LeBron never would have been a Laker. You kidding me? I'd be super rich. Like, I'd be Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates rich if I was a fortune teller and I was able to bet everybody that didn't believe it. So again, it's not something that I would bet on, right? But it is something that I'd be a little shocked, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I never saw that coming. But how do you feel? Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.